I see live people. I see dead people.
Hello everybody, you're now watching the second ever episode of Savcast, not Savcraft as I may have said in the first episode. It is going to be called Savcast. We're going to be looking at a PvZ on Typhon Peaks between AT and Darkforce, the yellow Zerg spawning in the bottom right, against Mouse Hasu, the red Protoss spawning in the top right. These two players, Darkforce is a well-known German Zerg. I think he's probably the top German Zerg still. I know X-Lord's extremely good. But he's very strong in the European scene. I think he was doing really well in the ESLs recently. Hasu, I don't know quite as much about. I believe he's a German player as well. But obviously he plays for Mouse Gaming. They're a very strong team. Mouse, Nama, Mana, etc. Some really good players there. So I'm looking forward to a good PvZ. We're on Typhon Peaks, which I think is one of the new ladder maps that was released a while ago. I think it's one of the ones I've deselected because I don't like the new maps that much. But we're looking for an interesting PvZ here. Some interesting bits about this map. It's a bit like Shakira's Plateau in that you've got these rocks linking the mains into the naturals. So it's a bit similar to Shakira's, a little bit different, a bit like Scrap Station as well. So you definitely might see those being knocked down later on in the game. Otherwise, you've got the main, easy sort of second to take as those rocks are there for the meantime, and then it's quite a narrow sort of choke here. And a nice third as well to take, quite like the one on Zelnaga Caverns down in the low ground. So it'll be interesting to see where the players decide to take their expansions later on. For now, they're just building up, droning up. Looks like Darkforce has gone for a pool, gas then pool. Pretty common, just going to get speed up straight away as soon as that pool is finished. Probe just attacking the hatchery, doing huge damage to the hatchery, or not. It looks like Hasu just going for a very standard one gate. There's nothing else he can build right now anyway. It's very early in the game. Got his gas up, so we're not seeing any sort of two gate silliness. Getting cybernetics is cool. Walling in, just going to put a zealot there in the choke, stopping these zerglings getting in. Very common. So it looks like the Overlord has spotted where Hasu is, so Darkforce does know where he is now. But yeah. It should be an interesting game. Like I said, I don't know this map very well. Two watchtowers in the middle, but I reckon we'll see the gameplay pretty much restricted to this half of the map. Not much else for them to do because they're so close to each other. So I'm definitely going to see those rocks go down, I think. So some zones coming out, chasing the probe away. Darkforce is quite an aggressive Zerg, I think, sort of a bit like Tamaga can be. From the games I remember seeing of him, he's not quite action Jesus, and he's not going to six-ball all the time. But it'll be interesting to see what will happen. Hasu has gone for 2 gas early on, so I don't think he's going to be going for DTs or anything like that. I expect this could just be a 3-gate expand, get plenty of sentries out with all that gas. Makes expanding very nice and safe because they can just force field off. Darkforce just poking with the Zerglings, but the Zealots there, that's not going to get through at all. And so, yeah, 3 gates going up now for Hasu. The drone actually clicking on the mineral patch, able to go through that zealot, so he got a good scout off, knows what he's going to be facing. Darkforce now taking his hatchery. Now he's got map control with the speedlings. Well, speed almost done anyway. They're just Zerglings, normal Zerglings right now. They're still quite quick. And he's getting just putting some creep down. His second queen's out. They walk so slowly off of creep queens. They look like they've had a stroke. Dear, dear, oh dear. You really need to get that creep out as a Zerg, as I said in the last video. It's really important. It helps defending your bases so much. But yeah, Darkforce doing a good job. Always having his, just always poking the ramp. Really important to do that. Hasu not, going to waste any force fields just yet, just for a couple of Zerglings. There's no way the Zerglings going to be able to do any damage, especially in this number. It's never a good idea to attack up a ramp this small as a Zerg. And now Hasu just going to push out, put the pylon down. We might be seeing him, quite commonly Protoss sort of use buildings, put down a bit of a wall around their expansion to make it hard for Zerglings to get in and get any probes. And these Stalkers now on the map are going to sort of lock down the Zergling map control, be able to chase them away. So yeah, Darkforce just droning up. Roach Warren now completed, very common. Roach is the bread and butter of PvZ early on. Interesting. Hasu now getting his expansion up. Some races coming out. Darkforce not draining up really that much. I mean, he's actually behind on the drone count, the worker count. Hasu doing a really great job of pumping out those probes. He's now up by 3. So I don't know. Darkforce obviously I think might be looking to do a bit of early aggression. He's really building up quite a sizable number of roaches, and he's seen his opponent expand. So he knows there's not going to be an attack coming just yet. It's rather difficult to attack sort of as you expand. You sort of don't have the resources to be able to do it just there. You can sort of be aggressive to protect your expansion and expand behind some aggression, but it's not normally a good idea to expand off a full out attack. So it looks like Darkforce is going to be pushing out. He's making 18 Zerglings and another Roach. So he's really good at 20 now. He's really going to be looking to be aggressive. Nice hallucinated Phoenix there. I really like that. We don't see hallucination used nearly enough. It's normally just force field, and win, like MC did. Yeah, those were fun finals, weren't they? A little bit disappointed. I really want July to win, but I'm not bitter. Yeah, MC, obviously the better player, because he can press F and click. But enough of that. So yeah, Darkforce, great force fields, but actually now Hasu's blocked himself in. So although the cannons are up, I think Darkforce, if he runs his Zerglings in, he can kill all these probes, but he's not going to. The Roaches taking out the cannons, but I don't think there are really enough Roaches there. Oh, Zerglings now getting around on the Stalkers, but great force fields by Hasu again, just blocking himself in, but also protecting, because he does have the ranged units. The Zergling's not able to get through the force fields, but I think he's going to get some probe kills now. I mean, he keeps on building Zerglings now, Darkforce. He's really committing to this attack, but I think Hasu's in quite a good position. It depends if he can keep sentries like, oh, great, clicking on the mineral patch, sending all the probes through, they're able to escape, full setting up at the ramp, and I don't think Darkforce should continue this attack. I think he should just back off now. He's denied some mining, killed some probes. If he retreats now, he can then think about taking his third. But he looks really committed to this. He's just keeping on pushing. He doesn't have roach speed. He hasn't got a layer either, and he's only on 1 gas. So really, he's not going to have any tech at all yet. And he should really retreat now and start to think about either taking a third or teching up. But he just keeps on pumping Zerglings and Roaches, and this is too good of a position for Hasu. He's now got an Immortal out. Those Roaches are going to get ripped to shreds, and he's still just pushing and pushing. And it's a great surround again. I think the sentries are out of it. No, there are the force fields. Sentries never seem to run out of energy, no matter how many you kill or how many force fields they use. But yeah, he's not going to be able to take this next stun. I really think Darkforce should be retreating right now. He's going to be able to take a sentry out, maybe. Yeah, there we go, and a couple of Stalkers, but it's just too much for Hasu. He's got too many units, and Darkforce really should have retreated earlier, I think. He's got Roaches just here doing nothing. That's a bit unfortunate. I don't know if that's a weird miss rally or what, but he could have maybe done a bit more damage if they were there. But now, if we look at the resources, I mean, Darkforce still, after all of that aggression, is behind on workers. And we look at the units lost. He lost more resources worth of units as well. So I think it was good to be aggressive at that point, but he probably should have backed off a little bit earlier. And now he's desperately putting up all his gases, getting a layer now. But I mean, all he's got now with unupgraded Zerglings and Roaches, and I think Hasu might just macro up and get lots of units and push through these rocks, and I don't know if there's going to be enough time for Darkforce to get the tech out that he needs. I mean, he really could do with having roach speed, but he's still waiting for his layer. His layer's just finished now, and he's not getting roach speed yet. Oh, okay, so he has decided to go for his third. He's not going to tech up yet. Oh, he's getting Spire as well. I think he's trying to do too much stuff at once at the moment, but so he's getting a hidden third down in the bottom left main. That's never going to get spotted by Hasu. So interesting. And he is getting roach speed. So and a Hydrogen. He's really sort of teching up all at once. And Hasu now is just going to push through the rocks. Darkforce might swing round. I think if he swung round, actually, this would be a great way of delaying it. If he sort of attacked into the main, he could really do some damage and get a flank off. I know there'll be force fields, but well. I just think Darkforce is trying to get too much tech up all at once, trying to get a third as well. You can't do that. You really have to decide what you want to do. You can't do everything at once. You can't tech, expand, and have units to defend push all at once. And this is going to be really quite powerful from Hasu. He's just going to be able to push in, and unless Darkforce gets a really nice flank and surround, some great force fields there, trapping the roaches in, the Zealot's just going to be able to rip through. Another great force field. The Zerglings do get through, some of them get through, but I don't think it's going to be enough. A couple of Stalkers going down and a Sentry, but these Immortals are just ripping through the roaches. There's still a good number of roaches out, but now a Colossus is going to be on its way. It's nearly sort of halfway built, and I think these Immortals are just doing so much damage. 10 kills on that one, 6 on the other one. One of them did go down, but that's a great micro from Hasu, just microing it back, keeping the injured Immortal further behind, and now it's really not looking good for Darkforce. Its supplies are 94 to 69. This natural expansion is going to go down. It's producing a huge number of Zerglings, but I just don't know if it's going to be enough. The Colossus is on its way. Already. He's getting +1 and a Thermal Lance, and that's the GG. Really, Darkforce there. Nice game. I liked the early aggression. I think it was a really good time to push. Maybe he should have done something behind it instead of committing so hard. Maybe he should have looked at getting a third, or at least getting his layer and gas up, because he put so much into that attack and really didn't do the damage he needed. And then he attempted, he put up his Spire, his Hydroden, his getting roach speed, and a third all at once. And Hasu, just once he'd secured his second properly, was just going to push through the rocks. It's difficult for Zerg to defend this, really, but if they're not trying to do everything at once, they should have enough units. And Darkforce did his best, put up a good defense. Well, I just think it was a nice timing from Hasu. He realised that attack from Darkforce didn't do the damage it needed to. So a nice game there on Typhon Peaks. I am going to be casting a couple more games between these two. I think it's a best of 3. So we'll see how it goes. But thank you very much. Savcast saying goodbye. Bye.